Hollywood has always had a love affair with looks. But let's face it, for decades, the spotlight's been harshest on women. Meanwhile, male celebrities have quietly reshaped their faces, bodies, and images, often with studio money and zero headlines. But guess what? The secrets don't stop at part 1 or part 2. If you haven't seen those yet, hit pause and go watch them now. We've already exposed some jaw-dropping transformations you won't believe are real. This is part 3 of 20 male celebrities who had plastic surgery and didn't want to know. And trust me, we're just getting to the wildest ones. From subtle nose jobs to full-on facelifts hidden behind beards and sunglasses, we've dug deep with insider scoops, expert opinions, and vintage interviews to bring you the truth behind the pretty faces. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let us know where you're watching from and which celebrity surprised you the most so far. Let's peel back the curtain again and count down the next batch of Hollywood's best-kept surgical secrets. 8. Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers stands out in Hollywood for his unusually open approach to plastic surgery. The country music legend didn't shy away from discussing his cosmetic procedures, offering a rare, candid perspective in an industry often marked by secrecy. His journey began in the early 1990s when he addressed the natural signs of aging, particularly eye-hooding as he entered his 50s. Unlike many celebrities who keep their procedures under wraps, Rogers was refreshingly upfront. In a 2006 interview, he admitted, "I did have a lot of plastic surgery. I had my eyes done and a facelift, which turned out great." However, as the years progressed, Rogers opted for additional surgeries that gave him a noticeably tighter look. By the late 2000s, he expressed some regret over these choices, telling a 2012 interviewer, "It makes me look like I'm startled all the time." This transparency was significant in shifting cultural attitudes around male cosmetic enhancement, highlighting both the potential benefits and the pitfalls of such procedures. In his memoir, Rogers reflected thoughtfully on his experiences, advising others that while cosmetic surgeries don't always deliver perfect results, embracing the outcomes and moving forward is what truly matters. 7. Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner's public transformation over the decades has been one of the most visible and talked about in the entertainment world. Beginning as an Olympic gold medalist with a naturally athletic appearance, Jenner's look evolved dramatically, especially following his transition to Caitlyn Jenner. Early in his career, Jenner maintained a traditionally masculine appearance, with no notable cosmetic changes. However, after the 1980s, subtle alterations began to appear, particularly around the face, suggesting early cosmetic procedures to soften features. As Jenner's transition became public in the 2010s, the changes intensified, including facial feminization surgeries, such as rhinoplasty, jawline contouring, and brow lifts, aiming to align physical appearance with gender identity. Dermatologists and plastic surgeons have noted the comprehensive nature of these interventions, highlighting Jenner's openness about the process, which marked a significant cultural moment in increasing visibility and acceptance of transgender cosmetic surgery. Unlike many celebrities who avoid discussing their procedures, Jenner has spoken candidly about the journey, helping reduce stigma around both gender transition and cosmetic enhancement. His transformation reflects not only personal authenticity, but also a broader shift in society's understanding of identity and appearance. 6. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke's journey through Hollywood includes a well-documented and dramatic physical transformation that parallels his tumultuous career. Known initially for his rugged good looks and intense screen presence in the 1980s, Rourke's appearance took a sharp turn in the late 1990s and 2000s. The changes largely stem from his years as a professional boxer, which left his face bruised and broken, followed by multiple plastic surgeries aimed at reconstruction. Experts have noted extensive work, including rhinoplasty, cheek implants, and possible facelifts, which have altered his features noticeably. While some critics argue that the results are unnatural, Rourke has been open about his efforts to repair the damage and reclaim his career. His candidness about the physical and emotional toll of both boxing and surgery sets him apart, demonstrating the complexities behind cosmetic interventions. Rourke's transformation is a striking example of how cosmetic surgery can serve both reconstructive and aesthetic purposes, underscoring the blurred lines between personal identity and public image in Hollywood. 5. Carrot Top. Carrot Top, the comedian known for his wild red hair and eccentric stage persona, has undergone subtle but notable changes to his appearance over the years. Unlike many celebrities, his cosmetic enhancements are less about maintaining youth and more about refining his unique look. Early on, Carrot Top's distinct features, especially his nose and jawline, remained largely natural. However, by the 2000s, some changes such as a smoother complexion and slight facial tightening became evident, suggesting minimally invasive treatments like Botox and fillers. Cosmetic experts have speculated about rhinoplasty, given a more streamlined appearance of his nose in recent years, but Carrot Top himself has remained private about these procedures. His evolving appearance aligns with a comedic image that balances youthful energy with a distinctive eccentricity. Carrot Top's subtle approach to cosmetic enhancement illustrates how male performers in niche genres often use these tools to complement their persona without dramatic transformation. 4. Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell's rise as a television personality and music mogul has been accompanied by a carefully managed evolution of his appearance. Known for his sharp wit and signature look, Cowell's cosmetic journey reflects a balance between natural aging and aesthetic upkeep. Early in his career, Cowell showed typical signs of aging, but by the 2000s, subtle enhancements became apparent. These include possible Botox treatments to reduce forehead lines and dermal fillers to maintain facial volume, preserving his youthful yet rugged look. Cosmetic specialists note that Cowell's approach exemplifies the modern male celebrity's preference for non-invasive procedures that maintain character without drastic change. His consistent public image, marked by a smooth complexion and defined jawline, supports his confident on-screen persona. Unlike some stars, Cowell rarely discusses cosmetic work publicly, reflecting a pragmatic approach to image management that prioritizes professionalism and subtlety over disclosure. 3. Joe Biden. Joe Biden's public image as a long-serving politician has evolved naturally with age, marked by a dignified and relatable appearance. Though largely embracing his natural look, there has been speculation about minor cosmetic procedures aimed at maintaining vitality. Throughout his decades in public life, Biden's wrinkles and graying hair have been visible, underscoring an authentic aging process. However, some experts suggest that non-invasive treatments, such as Botox and skin resurfacing, may have been used to reduce fine lines and enhance skin tone, common among public figures needing to appear vibrant on camera. Biden has not addressed any cosmetic interventions, and his image tends to emphasize experience and approachability rather than youthfulness. His appearance management aligns with the expectations for political figures, balancing professionalism with natural aging. This understated approach highlights a contrast with entertainment celebrities, focusing more on authenticity while still utilizing subtle cosmetic tools to support public presentation. 2. Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow's evolving appearance over the decades has been a subject of public fascination, with his noticeably smooth complexion and refined features fueling ongoing speculation about cosmetic procedures. While Manilow has occasionally addressed the topic with humor or vague acknowledgments, the visible changes suggest a strategic, long-term approach to aesthetic enhancement. Early in his career during the 1970s and 1980s, Manilow sported a natural, slightly angular facial structure with prominent cheekbones and expressive features. As he transitioned into his 40s, subtle refinements became noticeable, particularly around his nose and jawline, indicating a likely rhinoplasty and jaw contouring that preserved his recognizable profile while enhancing facial harmony. By the 1990s and early 2000s, Manilow's skin appeared increasingly taut and wrinkle-free, prompting experts like plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon, who has not treated Manilow, to speculate about facelift procedures, eyelid surgery, blepharoplasty, and possibly laser skin resurfacing. His youthful look during this period stood in contrast to the more weathered appearances of his contemporaries. In later years, Manilow's face appeared fuller and smoother, suggestive of dermal fillers, Botox, or fat grafting used to maintain volume and minimize lines. These enhancements allowed him to retain a stage-ready image that matched his showbiz persona, glamorous, polished, and timeless. Though Manilow has denied undergoing extensive plastic surgery, he has admitted in interviews to minor procedures and once quipped that any work he had done was just to keep my face from falling off. This half-joking approach reflects a broader trend among male entertainers: maintain an ideal image while keeping the details discreet. Barry Manilow's ability to manage his appearance over 5 decades through a combination of cosmetic intervention and careful public relations has helped him sustain a career in the spotlight while embodying the polished aesthetic often expected of iconic entertainers. 1. Lionel Richie, the smooth operator with a smoother face. Lionel Richie has spent decades charming the world with his voice, but lately, it's his face that's sparking conversation. Now in his 70s, Richie's remarkably smooth and youthful appearance has fans wondering, is it really just good genes? In the 70s and 80s, Richie had a natural, expressive look, the trademark mustache, warm eyes, and infectious smile. But in recent years, especially since becoming a judge on American Idol, his face has looked noticeably tighter, fuller, and almost wrinkle-free. Plastic surgeons, who haven't treated Richie, suggest he may have had Botox, dermal fillers, or even a facelift. His cheeks appear plump, his forehead smooth, and his jawline sharply defined, features rarely untouched by time. Richie himself has never confirmed any cosmetic work. In interviews, he credits his appearance to a healthy lifestyle, hydration, and low stress. When asked, he's often quick with joke and slow to admit anything beyond moisturizer. Still, fans and tabloids continue to speculate. Some say he looks great. Others argue he may have gone too far. Either way, Richie remains a striking example of how male stars can subtly refresh their image without the public takedown female celebrities often face. Whether it's surgery or just superstar skincare, Lionel Richie continues to defy aging, looking as smooth as the ballads he's known for. And there you have it, 20 male celebrities who went under the radar and, quite possibly, under the knife. From subtle tweaks to full-on transformations, these Hollywood men have redefined what it means to age in the spotlight. Often quietly, sometimes controversially, but always strategically. In an industry obsessed with perfection, it turns out that men feel the pressure too. They're just better at hiding the evidence. Or at least they used to be. So what do you think? Were you surprised by anyone on this list? Did we miss a name you're convinced has had some work done? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your theories, hot takes, and behind-the-scenes knowledge. And if you haven't already, make sure to check out parts 1 and 2 of this series to get the full breakdown of Hollywood's best-kept beauty secrets. Like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the glamorous and sometimes surgical world of celebrity reinvention. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp and your face natural or not. We won't tell.